So I had this idea where I really wanted to make a circle candle. So I was trying to figure out what the best way to do that was. Back around the holidays, I bought a silicone mold to make something out of Quikrete. So I thought, what if I found a circle silicone mold? So I found this one off of Amazon, picked it up. It came in a bunch of different sizes. I ended up using the largest 3 sizes to make this candle. I also have a candle melt that I buy off of Amazon, so I will link that for you as well if you're interested. So I started by making these candles like I would any other candle. I set up the silicone molds and then I placed my candle melt into a pot. This is a designated pot that I have just for making candles, and all you want to do is heat it up until all of your wax is melted. Next, I took the wax melt and I poured it into my silicone molds. Now with these, I felt like it was really important to try to fill them as close to the top as possible. And then you're going to need to make sure you put in a candle wick. I have this huge pack of them. I'll link for you these candle wicks down below as well. But you're going to place the candle wick into your container. And typically what I do is just use a little bit of painter's tape to hold it in place. I didn't do as great of a job. You guys are gonna see that in a minute on the larger one. Try to get your candle wick as much in the center as possible. Another technique I've used before is to just use some popsicle sticks and then tape it in place. Now, before you do anything else with these candles, you want to make sure that they are completely dry. So I usually let them sit a day so they can be completely cool. Then you're going to pop them out of the silicone molds. And I have to say, I was pretty impressed with them. I felt like they did a really good job. But I did make circle candles that are going to tip over whenever I light them, so I needed to place them in something. I wanted to see that gorgeous shape of the candles. I picked out 2 clear vases from Dollar Tree, and I thought, let's add some Dollar Tree rocks to the bottom. So I started with the natural stones, putting those in. Then I put in some black rocks, and then on top of there, I placed my candles. Once I got the candles in there, I decided, you know what? I don't really like the way the black rocks look. So I pulled it all out. And then I decided, you know, I just want to go with the natural rocks. So I had to separate the natural rocks from the black rocks. But once I did that, I just put all the natural rocks back in. Put my candles on top, and I like it so much better. Here's how this circle candle DIY turned out. Next, I'm going to show you how to use this $1.25 wood piece to create this gorgeous riser. So pick up any wood piece from Dollar Tree. You're also going to need some additional boards. Now, these were scrap boards that I had in my house. They were about 1.5 inch in thickness, and I'm gonna cut 2 boards down with my miter saw to create legs. Next, I wanted these to look pretty rustic, so I got out my angle grinder and I had fun just creating notches into that top Dollar Tree wood board. I also created similar notches into the legs that I was going to be using. Next, you're going to sand down all your wood boards to prep them for staying. I wanted this to be a dark stain, so I came in with a dark colored stain, wiping it on with a paper towel and pulling off any excess. Now, once you do that, if you feel like you don't have enough stain, go in and add in a little bit more. I did that with my top wood board. Let your stain dry completely before you add on any glue. Then I'm gonna put E6000 onto the top portion of my legs and set the legs on the bottom side of this riser. Let it dry completely, and then you can use this anywhere in your house. I love using these in bathrooms with soap dishes. This next DIY came about from a shopping trip where I recently was at Dollar Tree showing you guys all the latest items they have, and I found this set over in like the party supply section, and I thought, you know, this would be so cool to use to create like a fluted texture on a vase. So I got a 2-pack of these disposable containers from Dollar Tree. I'm just gonna be using one of them, and I started by placing spackling all around the edge of this container. My goal here was just to get as much spackling on as possible and create like an even look around the edge. Once it was covered with spackling, then I started to use that tool that I picked up to create a fluted edge. So I started at the top and just ran it down to create a cool fluted edge. Now, trust me, this is not going to be perfect, but it's going to give a really cool texture. Now, maybe you might pull off too much of your spackling. That's okay, just put some back on and then run your tool back down. Once you're happy with the way this looks, set it aside and let it dry completely. Once it dries, you need a container to put on top. This is a glass container I picked up at the thrift store. I'm going to add E6000 to the bottom of the glass container and place it on top of my vase. Now, to go a little bit farther with the texture on this, I do want to spray paint. I sprayed the entire vase with the color Sand Dollar by Rust-Oleum. I started by spraying the bottom half, flipping it over, and spraying the top half. Now I wanted to add a little bit of texture, so I had 2 of those stone finish spray paints. One was kind of like a brown color, and then I had another one that was a white color. So I sprayed that over my vase using that really cool paint turntable that I have. I will link it for you down below because it works so well to really just spin your project around and spray paint it. Now, I did think I maybe added a little bit too much brown, so then I came back in with a little bit more Sand Dollar to tone it down. That's what I love about spray paint is you can keep adding until you're happy with the way it looks. Once you're satisfied, just let it sit and dry. Now, I will tell you, you can go ahead and add some of those multi-layers of spray paint before they dry. So if you want to add the textures at the same time, if you want to add additional Sand Dollar, you can do that. And here's how the vase turned out. Hey guys, I'm Liz and you're watching my second DIY channel where I post daily DIY videos. You may be familiar with my main channel, Liz Fenwick DIY, but I'm glad that you found me over here on my second channel. Make sure that you're subscribed so you just get notified every day when I post our daily DIY video.